Where's the drums?
Ooh, middle schoolers, thinking you could never be cooler. See what this year's got for you. We're about to blow your mind. Ooh, seventh graders, wishing you could sleep a bit later. From the first day you'll find your way, but not walking in a line. BMS is so awesome, BMS is so great. BMS is so much fun till the day is done, cause it's all about you kids. Filling your head, open your mind, working as one all of the time. One of a kind, this school's fantastic, BMS so classic.
Hi, welcome to BMS News.
You guys are in the wrong spots.
So how about this wonderful spring weather?
Yeah, it only snowed yesterday.
The weather in Spain must be nicer than here.
Speaking of Spain, let's go to Max about the Spain trip.
Senor Ponce?
Hola Max, ¿cómo estás?
What cities did you visit on your Spain trip?
Well, when we went to Spain, we visited Sevilla, which is in southern Spain, Cordoba, a town called Consuegra, where there's some windmills, Madrid, and Barcelona.
Alright, how long did your trip last?
We were there for 11 days. We originally started in southern Spain, but we spent a couple days in Paris, actually. And then we moved on to Spain.
Alright. Was the culture and traditions there much different than in the U.S.?
I would say so, yes and no. While you see a lot of the same chains like McDonald's, there was even a Steak and Shake and KFC that the kids found. Some of the food we tried were much different. Obviously the language that they speak, and they live in a larger city. So Madrid, we rode the metro and their transportation. One thing we did learn from both our tour guides in France and Spain, that the driving age and getting a driver's license was much more difficult in the European Union.
Would you recommend this trip to other students?
Absolutely, we had a great time. The kids were really, they persevered, and long days of travel, a lot of airport changes and moving around, but overall they got a big overview of Spain and the Spanish culture, got to try some different foods and so forth.
When's next year's trip?
Well, the next trip actually is not to Spain, it's to Panama. All right, and we're going to see the historical sites, the canal, indigenous village in Panama, and you can sign up via Schoology. There is a sign-up sheet for RSVP for the meeting, which is on April 12th. Otherwise, you can email me directly for more information. And it's going to be June of 2019.
All right, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Max. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Man, that really makes me want to go to Spain.
Why are stadiums so cool?
Why?
Because they're full of fans.
That's hilarious!
Quick, cut to Cassie with the next scene about the new stadium.
The last time we talked to Mrs. Parthamore, it was only a possibility that the stadium was going to be built. Now that it's happening, I wanted to ask you a few questions. If you had to estimate, how long do you think would this stadium have to be built?
The entire project is going to take a couple of years. We're still in the planning phase of the project, so we've been in planning phase for about a year now. We're looking at probably 2019, 2020 before we'll actually be able to play on the new facilities.
It's a long time.
It takes a long time to get everything in order, and there's fundraising that we have to do, and there's lots of moving pieces and parts that we're trying to plan. And we're looking at two separate sites, the high school and the middle school. And as soon as we touch anything at the high school, it affects the middle school's ability to practice or play. So we have to keep that into consideration as well. There's lots of seasons involved because it's fall and spring sports that are involved. So it's just trying to get the calendar right and the timing right.
Okay. What was the main reason for the stadium being built?
We've outgrown what we have, especially at the middle school level. If you've been to any of our middle school football games, we've got people that are standing eight people deep watching our middle schoolers play football because there's not enough seating for those kiddos. Lacrosse, they're not able to play at our own sites. Track is the same way. We're having to share a track facility with the high school, so our track kiddos don't get to practice until 5:30. If something happens with the high school team, it affects the middle school team. We've just outgrown. And at the high school site itself, again, if you've been to a high school football game, we've got people standing 8-9 deep around the facility just because of the way that we're designed and the way the seating is designed. So we've outgrown it. We need to update. There's some things that are just nice to have being the size school that we are. So
That'll be cool. What will all be in the stadium?
So the sports that'll be played that are affected by this are going to be lacrosse, track and field, and football. Cross country at the middle school might be affected a little bit because where it's going to be at the middle school is where cross country currently runs across an open field. So we'll have to kind of redesign the cross country course a little bit to help with that. We'll see high school band, marching band will actually be able to do a little bit more on a turf field versus what we have right now with natural grass. So we have lots of pieces and parts that soccer will also be able to use the new field as well. So lots of teams affected, lots of kids. At Bunsold especially, our PE classes or teachers will be able to go out and to use the track and the field for things that they might need to use during the day as well. So.
That's good.
What has 4 wheels and is made of soap? What? My soapbox derby car course.
I've heard about that. Isn't it on the 21st of April?
Yeah, what is it?
It's in Marysville on April 21st and in Akron on May 19th.
Let's drive on over to Gage with a report on the soapbox derby.
Hello, Caden.
Hey.
We have a couple questions about the soapbox derby.
Alright.
First of all, what is the soapbox derby?
Okay, so soapbox derby is where you have a hill and you're in this car and you're racing against somebody else, and then you go down the hill and you just try and beat that other car.
Okay. What are some of the steps to building the cars?
So we have the car and we have like the brake pedal, the steering and everything, and sometimes we have to rewire it. We have to push the brake pedal back because our legs are too long. Change the brake pad. So it can get difficult at sometimes, but it's fun.
All right. How long did the building the car take?
It's really how productive you are on it. It can be a matter of an hour to fix everything, or it can be a matter of 3 days if you're not productive. So it's just a matter of how productive you are.
All right. Well, best of luck to the base soapbox derby. Thank you for the.
Thank you.
Why do dogs make terrible dancers? Because they have 2 left feet.
I think I've seen a dog running around school.
Hannah has a service dog, that's why.
Let's go over to Emma about the new service dog in Bunsold.
This is Anna Patterson and her service dog Midnight. So my first question for you is, what are some things that we should know about Midnight?
Well, Minnie does like to play, and he was the last one in his mom's little.
Okay. My second question is, what are some things that keep Midnight from doing his job?
What do you mean?
Like, what distracts Midnight?
Basically, if somebody's talking in a high-pitched voice, like, "Oh, what a cute dog," then he will get distracted and.
Okay, so students shouldn't talk to him or pet him or anything?
Yeah.
Okay. How does Midnight help you?
He helps with my mobilities. I do have anxiety and I do pick up my nails. So if I pick up my nails, he will have his paw. So his paw will be he will put his paw on top of my hand, or he will rub his nose into me, and he will let me pet him. So I will get I have my anxiety, or just help me focus.
My fourth question is, how long have you had Midnight and how old is he?
Well, I had Midnight when he was just born, and he is 2 years old.
How long did it take to train Midnight?
About a year.
Wow. Thank you for taking the time for this interview.
Thank you for having me.
Back to the anchors.
It's so cool having a dog in the building.
Wasn't that eventful?
Was.
Thanks for watching BMS Student News.